Alright guys, welcome to this first video on my YouTube channel. To all of you who are watching this or who will eventually watch this, because this video will reach in due time thousands and thousands of people. I bid you a good welcome to the channel, and I pray and bestow a blessing on each and every one who learned something from the things that I have to show my followers. So today, in our first video that we are discussing, the first topic, it's a two-part video. The first part, we are going to address the problems, because no problems can be solved without first addressing the problem, without first recognizing that there is a problem and the problem must be addressed. If we don't address the problems, we can never find the solutions. So the first things that we're going to talk about today are, as the board says, and that is 7 reasons why you are depressed. Number 1, your finances. This is the most common factor in just about every single scenario as to why people get depressed, most especially men. This is something that I struggle with, and let me actually start by saying that everything on this list I have at one point or another struggled with tremendously. So number 1 is your finances. That is the number 1 thing that causes all people to be in a state of depression, stressed out, unable to move forward and cope with society because of lack of funds. Okay, that is the first thing. It's the most obvious that when the money is low, it's hard to be happy. Let's just be honest about it. It's hard to be happy. It's hard to enjoy life. It's hard to think positively when you're just running a constant rat race, and every single dollar counts, and every single matter counts, and every single incident that happens along the way feels like it's the end of the world. I've been there. No money in my pocket, nothing, negative in my bank account. I get a flat tire. Feels like the world is coming down on you. You're running around, you're chasing money, you have no money in your bank account. Something happens to your car, you get a flat tire, you don't even have the money to fix the flat tire. If you don't have the money to fix a flat tire, now you can't go to work, now you can't get money. Guys, I've been through all of that stuff, and this is why we're going to be addressing all of these things, and just first discussing the problems, and then in part 2, we're going to start talking about solutions. So number 1, of course, is the finances. Number 2 is your relationships, or lack thereof. Many times we are brought down by the relationships that we keep and the circles that we keep around us, or lack of relationships that we have around us. It might be your partner. You might be arguing, not getting along with your partner. You might be with the wrong partner. You might have no partner. Loneliness. You're unable to court a woman. You're unable to form a relationship or a successful relationship. You might be so deeply invested into your relationship that's been going the wrong way for years, and you know it, that you feel like there's no changing the scenario. Maybe I'm open to changing the scenario, I'm speaking as a man, but maybe my wife isn't open. She'll never change. She'll never see things the way we see it. So we're going to talk about how you can set the example and begin to change your relationships and impact your relationships, or garnish a relationship that will have a positive, successful influence and outcome over your life. And it is possible. And it begins with the example that you set. Okay, moving along. Number 3, your physique. Hey, let's talk about it. If your physique is bad, you will be depressed. I don't care what anyone says, all that talk. Being fat is not cool. Being out of shape is not cool. You will never be a positive, happy person without your health. Everyone has said it a million times. I don't need to say it over and over and drive the point through to your conscious, but let's be honest. Health is wealth. If you are not in a good physique, you will never be healthy mentally. You will be upset about your body, most especially nowadays. We see people online, on Instagram, everybody looks like they're in fantastic shape for the most part. We have to be working out. If we're not working out and challenging our body, then we can never challenge our mind. We get lazy, we get complacent, and in those areas of laziness and complacency, that's where the devil attacks you. And any area that the devil can attack you is an area that is going to hinder your life tremendously. Number 4, vices. It's a big one. Are you drinking too much? Are you doing drugs? You're hanging out at the wrong places, the wrong crowd. You're watching porn. You have a porn addiction. Let's talk about it. You can never change the outcome if we don't talk about the problems, okay? I know all about bad vices. I wasted years and years on my life doing drugs, having sex with multiple women, partying, just being a complete waste of life, okay? I've been there. I've had vices very heavily over my life that were very challenging to overcome, and at one point they seemed impossible. But nothing is impossible through the power of Jesus Christ, okay? So we're going to talk about that. Your vices. Start listing what your vices are. If you don't know your enemy, you'll never be able to attack him, okay? Number 5, no goals. Or, and this is very overlooked, you have too many goals, okay? Let me explain. If you have too many goals, then you will suffer from something called paralysis of analysis. You think to yourself, oh, I want to accomplish this, I want to accomplish this, I want to do this, I want to get here and there and there and there, and you haven't even left the block, okay? You have to narrow in and hone in on one goal, okay? You gotta learn to walk before you can run. Having too many goals will never allow you to accomplish one goal. It's one step at a time, okay? So what we're going to talk about in part 2 of the video is focusing on the most accomplishable goal to whatever level you are at right now, okay? I'm going to use a cheap example and say just with the finances, okay? You can't want to earn $100,000 if you have $10 in your bank account. It just doesn't work like that. We're going to need to set up a plan that has a step-by-step method to being able to reach the $100,000 goal, but let's not even put that on the table at the moment, okay? If you want to reach financial goals and your bank account is far from $100,000, then your first goal, for example, will be $10,000. And once you get to $10,000, you keep scaling up your goals from there. Number 6, no confidence, okay? No confidence, which basically comes as a result of lacking from the first 5 goals that we've talked about. Let me just be honest, you guys. In any business that you have, or in any relationship that you have, your partner or your customers or your clients, they will never give you a positive feedback of energy, okay? There will never be a connection of energy. You will never be able to create a positive energy loop by having no confidence, okay? It'll never happen. Someone that has no confidence, do you want to know how the other person perceives them? They perceive them as a poor soul and just somebody they have to deal with, or as a complete mark and a complete sucker and someone that they're just going to run game on and run all over. Those are the only 2 ways that people perceive you if you have no confidence. Sucker or poor soul, okay? Lastly, most importantly, number 7, you have no relationship with God, no relationship with Jesus, okay? This is everything. This is everything. If we don't make this right, the rest of the list doesn't even matter, okay? There is no life without God. We need to start addressing that. We need to figure out how it is that you can grow your faith and experience the wondrous, miraculous power that is beyond understanding and comprehension that God can bestow upon your life, okay? We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about how we can build and grow in our faith and harness that relationship and understand that once we harness and build that relationship with God, our entire list is then fully complete, okay? So guys, if you learned anything from this video so far, give it a like, comment, subscribe, and we will be back for part 2 where we can start addressing and attacking these problems and building a formidable plan in order to be successful in all these aspects and kick your depression, okay? It's time to beat the depression. It's 2025. There's no moping around. There's no more moping around. There's no more being depressed. There's no more feeling like there's no way out. There is a way out. I've been where you've been, you guys. I've been where you've been. Anything you can think of, whether you're a kid from the suburbs, whether you're a kid from the worst hood, the worst ghetto, I've experienced it. And if I haven't experienced it firsthand, I've experienced it secondhand, okay? Which then indirectly affected me. Any scenario, you guys. And as you guys get to know me better, I will begin to tell you about my story and tell you about my walk and tell you about all the things that I have experienced. But trust me, you guys, in due time, I will tell you about everything that it is that I've been through and everything that I've experienced. And I want to leave you with this last message. There is a way out, and you can do it, okay? With that being said, God bless you all. I love you all. See you on the next video.